Hello again, it's your friendly neighborhood host JT Wheatley back for another episode of the History Comics Podcast, this time with another edition of the classics with Mage, the Hero Discovered by Matt Wagner. Mage, the Hero Discovered was a classic 15-issue series that was published between 1984 to 1986 that starred Kevin Matstick, a seemingly troubled young man who nevertheless starts acting like a hero when a character named Murph, who claims to be a wizard, states that he's actually the descendant of a great hero, and sure enough, he starts to demonstrate some magical abilities, including having a cool magical bat, and he sets off on an epic quest. Matt Wagner, in many ways, this is the polar opposite of his other great creation, Grindel, which incidentally first appeared in issues number 6 to 14 of this series run. And that this is a more comic booky, colorful entry with a more heroic character, but he still managed to work in some modern touches, like, instead of a magical sword, he has a magical bat, and also he dresses in this very cool jeans and a black t-shirt with a white thunderbolt, which anyone who's been to any kind of Comic-Con can tell you that's one of the most iconic and, easiest cosplays. Even I do it. I mean, the black t-shirt with the white thunderbolt and the jeans, anyone can walk around with it. And this thing is like a glow-in-the-dark bat, and you're good to go. But this is a great run from beginning to end. It's a great, truly epic story with great art by Wagner on top of everything else. And this is a great read in general. So and of course, this is the first part of a 3-part trilogy that took 35 years for Matt Wagner to complete, as he would then, in the 90s, do the Mage the Hero Defined, and finally concluding just recently with the Mage the Hero Denied. All in all, this is a great epic run that shows why Matt Wagner is one of the best independent creators in comic books, and it's a great read in general. So if you're looking for something a little different but a nice magical edge to it, check out Mage, the Hero Discovered by Matt Wagner, because that is a true classic.
My name is Mark McCrae, I'm the author of The Best Saturdays of Our Lives.
I'm Dan Klink, co-host of the Best Saturdays of Our Lives podcast.
The Best Saturdays of Our Lives features programming trends from the 1966 television season all the way through the last hurrah of the early digital age of the 1990s.
On the show, if it's animated, we talk about it.
Order your signed copy today at tbsool.com.
And listen to the podcast at esonetwork.com and all podcast platforms.
Now is July 21st, 2022. Time for the favorite comic of the week. Do a Powerbomb, number 1, by Daniel Warren Johnson, which is a new original series about a female wrestler and her daughter who, after a tragedy, her daughter decides to try to take up the family business, only for some crazy twist to be thrown in her way. Daniel Warren Johnson does a great job establishing this new universe and character, especially with the wrestler Yui Steel Rose, which is a fantastic wrestling name, and also showing her family dynamics matched with her wrestling persona, and how she has a loving and sweet family, but also she's this cool wrestling figure. And the tragedy is a big gut punch, and it's matched wonderfully by Johnson's art, which is cartoony and action-packed, especially during the wrestling sequences, which, having gotten back into wrestling a little bit recently, I can say they look really good. And I think more than a few wrestling fans will definitely check this one out. And of course, it does a crazy twist that shows this is definitely a comic book. So if you're looking for a new and original story, you can't do much better than Do a Powerbomb, number 1. And with that, we'll conclude this edition of the Classics. Join me again next week for another edition. And until then, go on and enjoy yourself a good comic book. And if you can, check out Mage, a Hero Discovered, because that is a true classic.